Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty interesting things to go over. Potential release date hints for Legends ZA have dropped. We also have some new events that have been revealed and a few other things to go over as well. If you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's go over these potential leaks for the release date of Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, of course, take this with a grain of salt. It comes from Eclipse, who has a very interesting track record, has got things right in the past. I think got more things wrong, though, so obviously, as I say, take it with a grain of salt. But either way, we have Eclipse here saying, back in mid-January of this year, so even before Legends ZA was announced in February on Pokemon Day, they said, with some huge recap on what to announce and what not yet to be decided. So goodies, cards, VG, collaboration, products, etc. There was one important decision from Game Freak or Nintendo periodical meeting. So in their meeting they had one big decision, and that was the release date of Pokemon Legends ZA, which was set on the 30th of May 2025. So all the way back in January 2024, apparently they had got like the release date of Legends ZA, which was going to be the 30th of May 2025. They then go on to say it's important to note that this is not a placeholder date. So obviously a placeholder date is usually just something put way in advance, just as like, I guess just as a bit of a safety net really, but placeholder dates usually don't really mean that's when the game's going to come out. It's usually a bit before that. So right here they're saying, it's important to note that this is not an actual placeholder date like many could think, but also it's not publicly advertised yet because they can modify the date and an actual release, they can modify the date and actual reveal based on the works from the team. So I can see it anticipated by 1 to 2 weeks more than postponed have it. So basically what they're saying here is the release date in that meeting was set for the 30th of May 2025, and then 1 or 2 weeks off that based on how the team's going and stuff like that. For me, I feel like it's usually a lot more than that. I think it go up to like a month. I think 1 or 2 weeks over, like kind of around this date is a little bit too short. Another thing is, did Nintendo really know what was going to be their plans all the way back in January? This was before like the Switch 2 had been delayed and everything like that, because obviously they were expecting to get it out a lot earlier, but there's been loads of leaks and stuff about the delay of the Switch 2, and so that would be Nintendo's biggest priority. So would that then impact Pokemon Legends ZA? Probably. And again, I don't know where they've got this information from either. I'm assuming from some sort of source. We do also have Centro also replying to this again. Centro is not a source or a leak or anything like that. This is just their opinion, saying, I believe this is incorrect and false for very simple reasons. Nintendo now release games on Thursdays, not Fridays. That is true. They have started to do that. I don't think that's something that would completely out and out cause this to be like fake and wrong, because Pokemon usually do their own thing anyway. But that is, it could be something potentially as to why it is fake, because obviously the 30th of May isn't a Thursday. And it says, didn't know, I'm not very updated on this. All I know is that they decided for that date in mid-Jan. Guess they will adjust this by a few days. I don't even know when this shift happened. Very recently, I seem to understand. So Eclipse is backing themselves here. They're saying, all I know is that they decided on that date. They're not saying anything like, potentially it's this date. They're saying, this was decided. So I don't know where they're getting this information from. I'm choosing not to completely believe it just because Eclipse doesn't have the greatest track record. I'm just giving you guys the news or the potential leaks and stuff like that. I still think it's going to be a bit later than this. I think it's going to be around July time, maybe a bit, or like maybe pushing into August. Again, all depends on what happens with the Switch 2. Is this going to come out day one for the Switch 2? Maybe, maybe not. It's a Nintendo Switch game, but if it comes out quite late in 2025, people aren't going to get it for the Switch. They're going to get it for the Switch 2, even if it's just backwards compatible. Just because it's going to be running a lot better on the Switch 2. I'd obviously love it to come out May 2025. I want it to come out as early as possible. But I think if it was coming out May as well, I feel like they would have given us some information by now, because let's say we don't get any information till, I don't know, let's say we don't get anything in the Nintendo Direct next month, if we are going to get a Direct next month, which should happen. We've had a Nintendo Direct for the last 8 Septembers, nearly a whole decade of Nintendo Directs in September, so we should be getting one at least next month. If there's no information about Legends ZA in that, then we're probably not going to get anything until after October. We went over it in yesterday's video because that's when obviously Pokemon Pocket's going to come out, and they're going to be advertising that. So the earliest we'd get something, you know, if we don't get anything in the Direct, is around November time. And then, like, from November to May, I just don't think it's really enough time to promote the game enough. Obviously, they're going to have Pokemon Day where they drop a lot of information in February and stuff, but I feel like they'd give us, I feel like they would have given us a more of a release date by now than just still simultaneously 2025 if it was coming out May. Again, I think it's going to come out later than this. I'm still saying summer 2025. Let me know your thoughts on this, though. Do you believe him or not? Again, it's completely up to you. We all know Eclipse's track record. It's very hit and miss, more miss than hit. I don't know how they know this information. They haven't said. They've just come out and said that this was a meeting that happened and it was planned that the release date would be the 30th of May 2025. So let me know your thoughts on that. Moving on, though, we do have new events that have been announced. We have a new one for Pokemon Go. So Cerebi update, the Pokemon Go Triumph Together event has been revealed. It runs from the 23rd of August, so in a few days from now, at 10 AM to August 30th at 8 PM local time. And then they also go on and list all the different events and stuff like that. So this Global Challenge is a Triumph Together. It's for different teams and stuff like that. So Global Challenges will take place throughout the Triumph Together event. Work with trainers around the world to complete them and unlock bonuses for all to enjoy. Once the challenge is completed, special bonuses and timed research will be unlocked for the remainder of the event, and the next Global Challenge will begin. Make sure to play during the event to complete the timed research and collect the rewards. So for Valor, if you defeat 75 million Team Rocket Go members, you'll get the Team Go Rocket appearing more frequently at Pokestops and in balloons. And also, you'll get the Global Challenge, so a special Team Valor themed timed research opportunity that leads to an encounter with a Ponyta wearing a Candela-themed accessory, double XP for spinning Pokestops, and then also Instinct Global Challenge unlocks. We also have the Instinct Global Challenge, which is hatch 20 million eggs. You get half hatch egg distance with eggs are placed into incubators during the event. And then also in 7-kilometer eggs, you'll be getting Grimer wearing a party hat, Slugma, Slackoth wearing a visor, Litleo, Kamala, and Togedemaru. You'll get your special Team Instinct themed research that leads to an Elekid with a Spark themed accessory, double Stardust for hatching eggs, and then also the Mystic Global Challenge unlocks. And then for Mystic, you have to complete 35 million field research tasks. You get the Cyndaquils, Beldums, Tortugas, Archons, Ducklett, Emolga, Tynamo, Gumi, Crabrawler, and Tandemaus, all appearing more frequently in field research. And then obviously if you get it, you'll get the special Team Mystic themed time research that leads with a Lapras with a Blanc themed accessory, and then 2 guaranteed Candy XL for evolving Pokemon. There's also paid time research, Pokestop showcases, all of that jazz. Moving on, we do also have this for Pokemon Go as well. So this was actually dropped during the closing ceremony, which is why we thought that Pokemon Go was going to kind of reveal Dynamax, just because it's all been data mined like completely. There's so much information about this. And it says, do you expect any announcement for Pokemon Go at the World Championships 2024 closing? Seems that the Dynamax encounter animations are finally ready. We have the red clouds, and no, it's not Akatsuki. Not all the Pokemon have an animation yet, but we've already found the Kanto starters and the respective evolutionary lines. We're checking which other Pokemon have a Dynamax animation. We'll post as soon as we're done. So obviously this is what happens. Don't take note of anything about level 55, by the way. I think that is literally just, I don't think that means that level 60 is coming. Well, I mean, obviously it's coming, but I don't think that is like anything referring to it. But anyway, this is what happens when you obviously click on the Pokemon. You get your Dynamax kind of animation, and then you'll obviously throw the ball, and that's what it'll kind of look like. And that's all the different animations for the different kind of Dynamax Pokemon. So this is, like I say, all in the game now, ready to go live, which is why we're surprised it hasn't gone live yet. Again, the next season starts for September, so it's probably all going to go live around then. But either way, that's the latest kind of Dynamax stuff. So finishing things off for today's video, I did want to quickly go over a new rumor. This was posted on 4chan a few days ago. It was posted on the 15th of August. It's titled Accurate Noah. And again, posted on 4chan. Take it with a massive grain of salt, as always. Like, stuff from like Eclipse is, I guess, a little bit more reliable than obviously 4chan stuff, because 4chan stuff could be anybody just randomly posting it. Eclipse has been right in the past, so this is obviously more believable than this. But either way, take them both with a grain of salt, obviously. Hype responsibly, all that jazz. Either way, though, let's see what this one says. So it says, Legends EA seems to explore past or alternate timelines. The characters Emil, which is going to be a male Serena, and Lauren, which is going to be a female Kalem, are involved, with the one you choose being a transfer student from Paldea, while the other is the professor's assistant. The professor, named after Peppermint, resembles an elderly male Diantha. So there's a bit of stuff to unpack here as well. So it seems to explore a past or alternate timeline. So yeah, I mean, this very well could be the case. It could be an alternate timeline. we have kind of dove into that a little bit recently, obviously in Scarlet and Violet with Paradox Mons, everything like that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I kind of like the twist on, you know, you're now a male Serena and a female Callum. That's kind of cool. And then also, I mean, transfer student from Paldea. I don't know why that, like, we've got Scarlet and Violet for years. You know, we don't need more Scarlet and Violet in this game. Like, let it be its own thing. And then obviously the Professor Peppermint. So then he goes on to say, you and your rival are tasked with training both Pokemon and people to coexist as part of Lumio City's redevelopment plan. Examples include conflicts between marine Pokemon and fishermen, or training Pokemon to volunteer at cafes. The game has a stronger focus on battles, encouraging players not to skip encounters. So that's kind of an interesting take on it. Obviously, we are trying to build a city that allows people and Pokemon to coexist, but yeah, this would be an interesting way to do it. So our task is to, like, go out and actually do it, like actually make Pokemon and people kind of friendly to each other and stuff like that. I don't know, it all depends if Pokemon are going to be attacking us in this game. Like, obviously that was a big feature of Legends Arceus. That's a feature that I really hope is in Legends ZA, but at the same time, I just can't really see it happening in a city, unless the city's very much, like, scarce and there's nobody there, and maybe we have to quell all the Pokemon there and that'll allow people to move in, and that's what they're kind of saying to bring, like, the balance between people and Pokemon. But from what the blueprints are and stuff, it looks like people are already there. But I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But that is something they could do, where we just have to kind of, like, sort all the Pokemon out first, and then the people are going to come. Kalo's partner Pokemon are plentiful, and players will start with a partner from the Kanto trio. So I'm assuming that it says that with them saying Kalo's partner Pokemon are plentiful, I'm assuming that means they will appear in the wild. And players start with a partner from the Kanto trio. I don't know if people would be too happy about that. I wouldn't be happy about that, having the Kanto starters. I mean, they already do have Mega Evolutions, but I'd much rather the Kalo starters be the starters, and then they get Mega Evolutions instead. These partners will use existing forms and Mega Evolutions. There are no new Mega Evolutions, but several variants and regional evolutions appear, such as a Rock Steel Carkol, who becomes a charging train named Vitasol. So, yeah, no new Mega Evolutions is a bit of a red flag. I'm not happy with that. I wouldn't want that to be the case at all. There are also lookalike Pokemon such as a Glass, Water, Euglin, who resembles Bramblin, drifting down the river. These new forms aren't rideable or tied to NPCs like before, so they would carry on with the convergent kind of species, like how we got Wiglet and Diglett in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Again, I don't know why they're kind of stepping away from regional forms. Regional forms were fine. I don't think they really needed to do convergent species. The Z-Quad, which is an environmentalist group, awakens Zygarde. They attempt to make Mega Evolutions, or they attempt to use Mega Evolutions to guide Zygarde against the city. A new legendary, most likely A in ZA, is introduced. It's a shapeshifter that mimics architecture with the color palette of shiny Zygarde. That could be kind of cool. So you're just walking down the street and then it's just like, it's a building, but then it just like randomly isn't a building anymore. And seems to be tied into AZ and the ultimate weapon. Implied to be a negative fallout of Zygarde's core energy, feels kind of similar to an Ultra Beast or a Paradox, but is distinctly a new Pokemon. So, yeah, I mean, I think this A Pokemon is going to be a new legendary. I think it will be the opposite of Zygarde. Again, I still think it's going to be the end of the alphabet. Obviously, Zygarde's the last Pokemon in the alphabet. You know, this Abra is the start, but obviously it'd have to be a Pokemon before Abra. I think that would be kind of a cool way to show how opposite they are, so different ends of it. Plus it's ZA as well, so I think it's going to be... I don't know what else it could be. You know, it might be a character. Obviously we have AZ, but I just feel like it has to be a new legendary, potentially. Enough of this will be shown in the next trailer to verify my claims, but it won't reveal as much as I've shared. This is more or less all anyone on the outside knows. Nobody has much. So that is true. Not everybody does. Nobody really does have much. Obviously, Riddler Coup has been giving very, very small bits of information. Obviously, they spoke about the worlds and everything like that, but they haven't really given us any information about the game. We don't know when this next trailer is going to be. Like I say, we might get one during a Nintendo Direct. If not, then we're probably not going to get one till November. Obviously, Pokemon are at Gamescom, you know, this week and the weekend. I don't think any Legends EA stuff will get shown there. If they're not going to show it at Worlds, they're not going to show it at, like, Gamescom. It's just not... I mean, I hope they do. I hope I'm wrong. I just really doubt that that's going to be the case. For me, I feel like it's just going to be the Pocket demo, and that's probably going to be it. I don't think they're really going to drop anything, because they obviously need to promote Pokemon Pocket. They haven't promoted it at all. You know, like, they obviously dropped it in February. They dropped a trailer at Worlds, and then that's it. They haven't really been, like, dropping TCG cards or anything like that throughout February and August. They're doing it now, But for that 6-month gap, like, I don't even think the Twitter account of Pokemon Pocket even posted, you know, until that demo was available. So, and that's how little they've promoted the game. So that's why they're going to need to, like, promote it. And obviously Gamescom is a huge gaming event as well. So I don't know. I don't think this is true. I like certain ideas of it, but I really don't like the Kanto starters being the starters of the game. I think that would be a massive, big old red flag right there. But let me know your thoughts on this, and also let me know your thoughts on everything else as well that we covered. What do you think about this potential release date leak? I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it. I personally don't believe it, but we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, everything else that we covered in today's video as well. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Like I say, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.